All right, so check this out. If you're looking to move abroad or live abroad, you're going to need some type of income coming in to support you, to support your lifestyle, support your family, stuff like that. And traditionally, for many people that make a move abroad, many of them already have a job where they're working for a company that might be international. The other people that are living here, the other group, tend to be retired folks who's drawing some type of pension, retirement check, Social Security, and stuff like that. But we're not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about these other types of people, these two groups of people, the creative ways that they're making money so that they can sustain their life. So, two categories. You have people that already have a business, and because they already have a business, they have a source of income, and they're able to come over and live abroad or go wherever they want. And we're going to break some of the stuff down that they're doing. Then you have the other type that start a business once they get over here. And I've seen some creative stuff. I'm going to share some of that in this video. And I might touch briefly on finding remote work because, again, that's still a thing for those that are just looking for a job, because you don't need to make a whole lot of money depending on where you're going. A job making you $12, $13 an hour can go a long way. Places like Southeast Asia, I mean, even here in Mexico, there are parts of Mexico where you can get a nice house for about $300 to $400 a month furnished, and allow you to live quite comfortably. So people that come over here, I'm going to start on the right side. On the other side, people who start some businesses when they get here. So, for example, let me give you some ideas. I've met a lot of people that call themselves yoga teachers. They come here, they open up a studio, and they just start teaching yoga, which many don't seem to last long. They kind of pass through, and 3 months later, they kind of out of here to the next place. They didn't stick around long enough to make it work. But that's probably one of the more common ones that I've seen. Now, on the other end, there are a handful who do well, and they are around much longer, and they're able to build a legitimate business and support themselves, which kind of leads to the next one. Not just yoga, but there are other people that are doing alternative medicine type stuff, because like in the United States, a lot of stuff is regulated, and there's a lot of stuff you can't do, a lot of stuff you can't say. For example, you can't use the word that, hey, we can cure this, or the treatment plan we have can cure that. Some of those words are just obsolete. You can't say in the States. But when you come to places like Mexico or Honduras or Ecuador, you have a little more leeway in the things that you can actually do and say. I think Dr. Sebi had a place, or has a place. His place is still up in Honduras, and he provides all types of treatment. People from all over the world go to his clinic, and I know he's dead now, but his practice is still running. You know what I mean? So I met a lady here who does some alternative treatment. She set up a business. She does extremely well. Even gotten to the point where she actually hired a local to work with her. So, I don't know, start digging deep into what you already know, what skill sets you already have, and figure out if there is a way you can do it in the country that you're thinking about moving to. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, again, like I say, you have the side of people that already have a business. So, for example, there are a ton of web developers that are here, website designers. There's a bunch of marketers here. And basically what they do, they have a digital marketing business, and they work with business owners back in the States, kind of managing their social media, managing their websites, building their websites, and stuff like that. So if you're still in the States, it might be worthwhile for you to learn these skill sets and start building up a clientele, so that you will have a business that will allow you to travel, because these folks can kind of travel around and go anywhere they want as long as there is an internet connection. You see what I'm saying? I've been building websites for over 20 years now. And it's a skill set that I have. I still do it on the side. Every now and again, somebody say, hey, can I hire you to build a website for me, set up a marketing, advertising campaign, and I'll do it depending. But this is a skill set. This is actually what I'm trying to get my 22-year-old to learn and do, because even her friends that she's met some folks from France, from folks from other parts of the world. They're web developers or they're web programmers, front-end designers, Unix designers. They're developers, and these are young folks, 25, 26, and because of the skill sets they have, they're able to kind of bounce around and do stuff that they like. Now, there's training programs online that you can take to learn web design. You can learn how to manage advertisements and marketing campaigns and social media for businesses, because these folks need your help. They want to learn. They don't have the time to do this stuff, so they'll pay people like you. And it's not uncommon that you can get clients that one business paying you $1,500 a month just to manage their stuff. That's just one. So two clients, it's $2,000 to $3,000, and there's, depending on the services that you're offering, you can charge these folks $2,500 to $5,000 a month to manage all of their marketing online, their social media stuff. I've seen it. I used to be a part of it. This is real. These are real numbers. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Now, on the other side, people who start one when they get here, again, going back to your passions and your talents and your skill sets, there's a guy here, loves to fish. He fish every day. He did that in the States. He came here, set up shop down here in Progreso, which is a small beach town, about 25 minutes outside of Merida, where I'm at now. And he bought a boat. Started off with one boat, started offering fishing tours, taking people out fishing. Can you hire local fishermen to take you out fishing? Yeah, you can. Most of them speak Spanish, but sometimes when you have all these foreigners that are visiting here and they speak English, they generally want an English-speaking guy to kind of take them fishing. So he's that guy. Takes you out on his boat. Now his company's has grown. He has local folks that help him. So again, he's giving back to the community. He's not just taking, he's hiring local folks, and they go out on fishing tours. It's not work to him because he already enjoys fishing. He's able to support himself 100% from the fishing. I know myself, Roberto, we hook up with this guy on a regular basis. He's our fishing guy, who we call when we go fishing. You know what I'm saying? So again, look at what is it that you have, what could you bring that you could somehow start to package up and monetize down here. Another thing I see young folks out here do, not just young folks, but people, these wine and painting classes. Has been a pretty big thing in the States, where you go in and you get wine, you get this cheese and charcuterie, and you paint. Well, guess what? A lot of foreigners have opened up little sipping wine painting classes, and they fill them up. I see folks going to these events, man, be like 20 folks up in these things, just chilling, just having a good old time. And just, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm just out here enjoying my little pool, so don't pay me no mind. But they're painting, they hanging out, they meeting folks, they having a good time, and they just kind of doing their thing. Another example, I've seen murals, the people who paint these murals on the wall, like street artists, but they paint these beautiful things on the wall, custom paint. They put them on businesses. They put them on people's residential homes on the inside. Right now, they're the big wall that wraps all the way around this property. And I've gone into some of these places, and they just got murals all over them. It's just exquisite. And what this couple does is they go in these Facebook groups in these different towns, and they'll post their work and say, hey, we're going to be coming through Merida in a month. This is our work. We would love to paint a mural for you all. If you like our work, contact us for a quote. And so before they even get to the town, they might have booked 7 jobs. And so they'll come through, they might hang out in Merida for 3 months or 6 months, and they'll do those jobs. And before they leave, they figure out where they want to go next, and they post their work in the next town or in the next country. And then they hop and they go. And their work is exquisite, particularly when foreigners see the work, Americans, Canadians, Australians, when they see it, hey, oh my God, I got to get that, because a lot of folks are moving here and they buying these big houses with these big walls, and they want some colorful artwork on that stuff. So they're paying for that. So again, that's just another creative way that people are using their talents and skill sets to do some things. Now, the other side of the coin, you might not have a business, but starting a business, it could be quite affordable when you come into a place like, say, Mexico or Colombia or wherever. Let's say you have a little bit of savings. You've always wanted to start your own business, but just never had the time nor the money. Coming to a place like this where the labor is significantly less in the States. I hear now they get minimum wage in the States almost like $20,000, $20 an hour in some places where that's the minimum. A lot of businesses can't afford to be paying somebody $20 an hour. But when you come to a place like this, for example, people here, they make like $15 a day. I think that's like the minimum wage, somewhere around that number, $12 to $15 a day. And that's for like 8 to 10 hours of work. So imagine being able to hire somebody to help you do some things. Not saying that you should pay people below a living wage or anything like that, but again, depending on what country you're in, the labor rates are different. You know what I mean? You can't compare it to the United States. For example, in the Philippines, you can hire somebody to do a lot of work, particularly virtual assistant type work, social media management work, technology work. We're talking like $3 an hour. $3 an hour times 40 hours a week. We're talking about $120 a week. And you got a full-time worker working for you for 40 hours. So again, looking at what you're trying to do might be the best time to start a business and say, hey, I got enough money to live on for a year. I'm going to give myself a year to build this thing out that I've been trying to build and focus on. Or you might not even need any help, but you might just need the lower cost of rent to support yourself. So if your living expenses every month in the United States is $4,000 a month, but you can come down here and get the same, maybe not the same setup that you have, but you can reduce your expenses down to, let's say, $1,500 a month. Now you don't have to make that much. You freed up all that money. Now you have more time to focus in on the business that you've always wanted to start. You know what I mean? So again, just getting creative. Cheap overhead. I've seen, going back to the alternative medicine lady, she got an office space for like $275 a month. That wasn't going to happen in the States, but she could afford it here. She serviced both foreigners, expats, immigrants, as well as some of the locals as well. But trying to get a space like that in the States will sometimes, I know when I was trying to started businesses in the States, you had to sign a 5-year lease. Credit had to be A1 perfect. You had to put up all this money. Commercial electricity generally was way more. You had to spend all this money just to get set up, just to get operational before you even open the door. Running ads in the yellow pages will easily run you about $2,000 a month. This is before you even got a customer. You know what I mean? But now you can start a business here or other parts of the world for cheaper. And now, thanks to technology, man, you don't even need a lot of money to get started with a business like it was back in the day. So some of the other things I've seen folks doing, again, you have people from different parts of the world: Belize, Argentina, Colombia, China, and so these folks are cooking food. They're making plates from their home, and they're creating these menus. They putting them online. They putting them on apps like Rappi apps. They posting stuff inside of Facebook groups inside of the neighborhood that they live in, and people are able to see their food, see their ordering, see the menu on the menu, and they're able to order. Had a lady from Belize who used to make these plates all the time. Every Sunday, Saturday, we'll buy some food. I just ordered some food from a guy today from New York, and he great. He made some great food. Bought some food from a Jamaican lady some weeks ago. She made great food. So these are people that have a passion for cooking, and are good at it, and they're like, hey, maybe some folks would like some Belizean food or some soul fusion food or whatever. You get the drift. So again, I'm just saying, showing you some ideas, some of the things that people are doing to make some doggone money to be able to support themselves. Another thing that I used to do and still do, quite frankly, is buying and selling. Buy stuff, buy low, sell high, or just buy low and sell more just to make a profit. I used to go to these antique auctions in the States and buy all this stuff, and I would flip it. Chairs from the 50s and 60s and stuff like that. I've seen opportunities to do that here because oftentimes, again, a lot of foreigners move here. They think they want to live here. They buy all this stuff for their house, and then 3 months later or 6 months later, they out of here, and now they got all this stuff they got to sell, and you can generally get it for a good price. So you buy it cheap, and because there's a bunch of foreigners moving in, now I have people to sell it too. So I've made some pretty good cash doing that. That's in my blood. It's something I can't stop. So when I see a deal, sometimes I jump on it and I'll be like, man, I'm going to buy that and I'm going to flip it. I just like doing it. But that's another way that people are making money. Just, again, figure it out. Ideally, if you specialize in something, buying a particular thing and say, hey, I'm just going to buy used cars, because that's another thing a lot of foreigners are looking for. When they arrive here, they're looking for cars to buy. And if you can make that process easy and seamless for them, that's a business. You know what I mean? Buy these cars and flip them and get the paperwork done properly for them and make their lives easier. Because, again, a lot of folk come here, they buy these cars, and then less than a year later, they out of here. Now they got to sell the car. So just got to get creative. I've seen people do tour guide services. They take people around different parts of the Yucatan, and I'm not just talking about local, just solely Merida touring and stuff like that. But each of the towns, particularly in this area, have their own. Each town is unique and does something special. Like Takul, that town is a shoe manufacturing town. You can go to that town. Whole town is known for manufacturing shoes and sandals and handbags and stuff like that. You can go there and buy them cheap because all the stuff is manufactured there. In fact, a lot of the shoes that are sold in the city, folks go down there, they buy all these shoes, they come back and they mark them up and resell them. So as a tour guide, you can find out what each of these different towns are about, and you can offer to take people to these towns. There's another town that specializes in making these special hats where you got to go down in the cave, and because of the humidity is in the cave, the hat can only be made in that cave. Can't make it outside of the cave. So there's all sorts of towns. There's another town that has this specialty of this food, all types of things. It's incumbent upon you to do the research and find these unique little things, and you can offer some type of service to take people around to check these things out. So again, just talking about some of the things that people are doing. Now, people that already have a business, some of them are consultants. That's what they were doing before they left the States. They can continue that from here without having to physically be in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Now, quite surprised with this. I met a lot of folks that call themselves day traders. A lot of them. I mean, I'm like, really, all y'all making money from day trading, and it seems to be a thing. Seems to be a pretty big thing that people are doing. I know my buddy Robert, he does day trading, and he swears by it. And so when I see all these other folks talking about it, I'm like, okay, they must either be just as good as or close to good as Robert is, and they're making enough money to support themselves. And again, don't have to make a whole lot. You don't have to be making $10,000 a month as a day trader. You could be making $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month and live very comfortably on a budget in places like Mexico and other parts of the world. If you're interested in learning day trading, check out Robert's course. He has a course on his website called slowlifetrading.com. Has quite a few members that live here in Merida that is part of his program, as well as other folks from the states that where their retirement income is not the greatest, and they're using his trading strategies to kind of supplement their income. Some folks making an extra $500 a month, some making several thousand a month, and so check them out, slowlifetrading.com. So again, just creative ways, and these are young folks that I'm seeing doing the day trading thing. Now, I'll tell you, you might be, if you ain't careful, don't have the discipline, you're going to lose your pants on that. But I can say people are doing quite well with that. And that's just another source of revenue for you to do some things. This one here, I'm about to talk about next, is kind of crazy because folks don't take it seriously. Hey, what do you want to be when you want to grow up? And, young folk, what do they say? I want to be a YouTuber. As crazy as that sound, that really is a thing. You know what I mean? Many of the businesses that I've started previously have all started with a YouTube channel, because with a YouTube channel, you're able to kind of build an audience and build a fan base of people around people that share similar interests. So, for example, I have another YouTube channel. I don't manage it much now, but another YouTube channel, youtube.com/t-shirt riches. We used to have a t-shirt company online. My mother and I, we started that like 23, 25 years ago, when the internet was fairly brand new. People were hesitant about it. Was hard to get people to pay with a credit card because they thought it was all a scam. They sure couldn't get folk to give you the credit card number over the phone, but now that's normal. That's how new we was back then when we were doing that. But we made a fortune selling t-shirts online, specifically Christian themed t-shirts. Did extremely well as I learned that skill set, because back then, getting a website built would easily cost you $15,000 to $25,000. We're talking 20 plus years ago. We didn't have $20,000 to get no website built, so I had to learn. I learned how to build websites. That's where my skill set came from, and so we did extremely well. Other folks started to see that. They started reaching out to me, asking for help and assistance on managing their websites, managing their marketing, and all of that. And as time went by, over 20 years, as things started to change and new stuff started to come out, like advertising on Google and YouTube ads and YouTube coming out, I just continued to learn more. So with my channel, T-Shirt Riches, I think I have like 75,000 subscribers on that channel. Don't need a whole bunch of folks to do extremely well. But T-Shirt Riches was basically a program where I taught people how to start their own t-shirt company. Take the t-shirt design ideas you have and build a business around it. With 75,000 subscribers, like I say, you don't need a lot. And that was like over 10 years. So ended up selling like over $4 million worth of online courses just on teaching people how to start a t-shirt company. YouTube was very instrumental in me in terms of selling that much stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on one second. I just want to check to make sure this thing is still recording. Oh, oops, let me move my phone. Yeah, so YouTube was very instrumental in me growing that company. And so that's why I say YouTube, and that was, man, started that about 15 years ago, T-Shirt Riches. Continued to get more skillful in using YouTube, not only for myself, but when I worked with other folks to help them build a business and a presence online. One of the things I would tell them, hey, set up a YouTube channel, teach what you know, and start to build an audience around that. So this YouTube thing is a real thing. Don't discount it. Don't write it off, because there are a lot of folks making a ton of money doing this. They're collecting money. The big money come in when you're leveraging YouTube to use it, yes, to build an audience. And yes, YouTube will pay you money. But the biggest money come in when you can redivert that traffic from your channel and start to push them off to your products and services. So, for example, a lot of y'all watching this video, you're watching my channel about living abroad, and oftentimes many people that are watching the videos, they'll come to Merida, they'll reach out to me, they'll book a consultation, and they're like, hey, I want to hire you to show me the area, or I want to pay you to help me find a place. Or they might book a telephone consultation because they might have questions about the city. I used YouTube to position myself as the authority, or one of the authorities, on living in Merida. So how do you position yourself as an authority? You share content, you share information, you use the platform to teach. So for my case, I walk around the city, highlight the areas, show the neighborhoods, because a lot of folks that are thinking about moving abroad, they've never been to these places. So in the act of me showing these different neighborhoods, showing the grocery stores, showing the food, showing what the lifestyle could be like, sharing the ups, the downs, showing the real side of what it's like to actually live here versus visiting here, that allowed me to position myself as an authority on the topic. Been here 3 years now, and so most folks don't make it here that long. After 6 months, they gone. 12 months, they gone. But we survived the 3 years. It's one thing to move to a place. It's another thing staying in a place. You know what I mean? Anybody can move to a place, but can you live there long term? You know what I mean? Because there's going to be the ups and downs. And so that's what my channel is all about. So the real money comes in coming up with other products and services that you can sell to the people that are watching you, that are following you. And then on top of that, you still make some money from YouTube itself, but you make even more from the products and services that you can come up with. That's where the real money is at. So positioning yourself and becoming a YouTube, it's a thing. YouTube has put out some data that indicate that more people, so now with YouTube, people, you got the app on your phone, you got the app on the television sets. They're saying just these numbers come just for the people that got the app on the TV set, the YouTube app on the TV. They're saying more people watch content on their TV set through the app than all the TV networks combined. So in other words, people are watching the user-created content from users on YouTube than they are watching actual TV shows that are produced by all the networks. Combined, all the networks combined, more folks is consuming stuff from YouTube. So this is a real thing where you can create content around the thing that you're passionate about, the thing that you're interested in, the thing that that you have an interest in. It's easy to start. It doesn't even cost any money to start up a YouTube channel. That's what makes this thing so crazy. Back in the day, you needed $20,000 to build a website. Now you can build a website on your own, or you can hire somebody to put you something together for $500, or you can hire somebody to put something together for you for $1,000 or $2,000 that know what they doing. It's one thing, just having a website ain't enough. It's knowing what to do with the website and how to set it up and how to monetize it and all of that. That's a whole nother skill set. You know what I'm saying? But it's cheaper than $20,000. Or you can learn it yourself. You know what I mean? So start a YouTube channel. If you're thinking about, even now, if you know that you're going to be moving to Spain a year from now, start your channel now. Don't wait till you get to Spain. People want to see all the things you're doing to prepare for the move, even though it's a year out, even though it's 6 months out. They want to see how you're preparing, because a lot of folks, for example, when you start talking about, I got to declutter my life, I got to downsize, I got to start getting rid of stuff, people want to see how you doing that. You know what I mean? A lot of folks have a hard time letting some stuff go and throwing away some stuff, but they would love to see how you doing it. I know for me, one of the things when we started decluttering, one of the things we did was we pulled all the boxes out of the basement, and we were like, if we ain't touched these boxes in 4 years, it's going in the trash. So because again, if we ain't opened the box up in 4 years, we ain't need it. So we dumped it. Oh, they about to come out here and interrupt my video. So we trashed it. Then when we downsized and looked at all the stuff, we still had a whole bunch of junk left. And then it was like, all right, if we ain't put our hands on it in 3 years, it's going in the trash. Then it turned to, if we ain't put our hands on it in a year, it's going in the trash. So that's how we slowly started doing it. And over time, we ended up putting some stuff in storage. And then at one point, it was like, man, I ain't paying for that storage no more. They can have all that stuff. But again, people want to see that. They want to see how you do it. One of the other things we did, we got these big dumpsters delivered to our house. These companies would bring these big dumpsters, they drop it in your driveway, and then you just throw all your stuff in it for like 3 days, and then they just come and haul it away. People don't know that could be done. So, of course, so the fact that you're able to highlight this and show this and share this is valuable content to them. So that's why I'm saying the 6 months that you're planning your escape, or the 12 months that you're planning your escape, going to get your shots, going to get all your documents done so that you can have all the right documents and all of the stuff that you need. People want to follow that. They want to see that. They want to know about that. So this is content. I believe your everyday life is your content. And for those of y'all that have been following my channel, I think y'all could agree with that statement, because all I've been doing is just sharing my life. I don't have to come up with content. The day I wake up, every day I wake up, that's life. That's content that could be shared. If I got to go to the doctor and get a cleaning for my ear, that's content. If I got to go to the grocery store or go to the butcher to go buy some meat from the butcher, that's content. I don't have to come up with it. I don't have to make it up. It's happening every day with me. That's content. You see what I'm saying? So, again, this is a viable option for many of you, particularly if you're a year or two away. You can start now and theoretically continue to build on it. And now you got to, like anything, you got to treat it like a real business. You can't just, it's not a hobby. If you're trying to make a living from it, if you're trying to make money from it, it's a business. You got to treat it like such. So I'm not going to harp on this too much. If you'd like to know more about it, I do have a program. Go to my site, cartesross.com, www.cartesross.com, if you'd like to learn more about it. So again, look at your lifestyle, look at the things you like, look at the things you enjoy doing, and figure out how can this be done. Yoga studios, alternative medicines, fishing tours, painting walls, cooking plates, buying and selling, being a tour guide. These are all sorts of things that I've seen people make and do around here. And again, if you already have a business, and you're free to travel abroad, hey, you can cut your expenses by moving here, and that's more money that you can dump into the business because you're not having to pay all that rent, all the excess costs. Now that excess money can go into the business to continue to grow it and expand. So remote work, again, check out the common sites, indeed.com, flexjobs.com. Also consider looking at jobs in other countries, because a lot of these other countries are looking for English speakers, and they will hire you, and they will work on getting the work visas to get you here. And so those are real opportunities for you to work in other countries. So if you want to go to Switzerland, they're looking for English-speaking folks that can do customer service on the phone, and they will sponsor you in their country and bring you there, and you don't have to do all of that. Teaching English as a second language, that's a real thing. You can get certifications for that in a matter of weeks right now online, and there are countries that will sponsor you, places like China, that will bring you over there to teach English, and they will put you up, they'll pay your salary and even cover your room and board and a food allowance. I personally know folks who have done that and currently are doing that. So you just got to kind of get creative, look around, see what's out there, and take this serious. Now, you might have to look and do some research for an extended period of time. It's not going to come to you right away, because you got millions of people all looking and searching for these things. So be patient, take your time, be willing to do the work, and you will find these opportunities. They will present themselves. You just got to be patient. What else? So, that's it. If you have questions, post a comment. If you like to hop on the phone, book a consultation, hit the website, moveabroadandthrive.com. Click on the consultation link from the menu there. If you have questions about living abroad, if you have business questions about and looking for a consultation for business-related stuff, hit the site, cartezross.com. The consultations for that type of conversation is more expensive than conversations for moving and living abroad. Two different things altogether. So we can help you out with that. Again, look at the certifications, technology certifications. A lot of this stuff you can do online. Get your certification in 6 months, and then find a job online, or start your business once you learn these skill sets, and you'll be good. I'm gonna make this right now. See, look at this new business idea. I think I might create some type of online community at cartezross.com where we can talk about money making strategies and ways to start businesses, develop businesses, market businesses, because they're the shortcut. There are a bunch of shortcuts to learning these skill sets and then opening up a business, like this digital marketing stuff, the web design stuff. This is stuff theoretically. In 90 days, you can have a skill set and then be offering it to business owners right away in as little as 90 days. Because the goal here is not to be an expert 100%. It's to become, in 90 days, I think you can become efficient enough in certain skill sets, certain social media stuff, marketing stuff, where you can do it for business owners. Because once you learn the basics and the foundation, you know more than the business owner do. And sometimes these business owners just need some basic help with just having a presence online. They want to have stuff posted to their social media feed a few times a day. They might want you to write content for their website a couple of times a month. They might want you to, just little things. And if you can do that and offer that service, they'll pay you. They don't want to do it. They don't want to learn it. They don't want to do it. They don't want it. They'd rather pay you to do it. And you don't need a lot of clients. On the low end, if you're just charging these business owners, let's say $500 a month to do some basic stuff, and you got 10 businesses paying you, that's $5,000 a month. That frees you up to do some things. Again, I used to be in this space, know all about it. I got out of it because, man, I ain't gonna lie, Working with business owners is difficult. It's stressful. You know what I'm saying? And so you spend more time with these folks, man. But you dealing with a guy with ADD. Didn't know I had ADD at the time. But hey, if you got the patience to deal with these folks, man, there's some money out there to be made, some serious money. So I might start a little community group where I can share some of these resources because, like I said earlier, I'm trying to get my daughter to do this, but she ain't trying to listen to an old man. And I'm like, Cookie, you could be making $5,000 a month and you free to go wherever you want. You know what I mean? And you can wake, because she like to sleep late. You can wake up whenever you're ready. And because now, you got your clients on the schedule and the routine and the process. And as long as the job get done, they don't care what time you get up. So anyhow, check out cartesross.com. By the time this video go up, I might have something up on the website for that. So thank you for watching.